My videos. This one is to help you out with con, divide whole numbers by fractions. And on this lesson we will learn how we can do this. In order to successfully do this, you will change whole numbers into fractions, and we've done that on a couple other videos. Multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. We've done that before on other ones, which in this case is the fraction. And then reduce and simplify our answers. So we'll talk about how we can do that. Okay, so those are the steps we need to do in order to successfully divide whole numbers by fractions. So let's go ahead and try those. So the first thing is, again, we can take any whole number and change that into a fraction by simply putting it over 1. So 12 over 1 divided by 2/5. Then we've talked about how, again, this relationship between this, so we end up with 12 over 1 times the reciprocal. Remember, the reciprocal is just a flipped fraction. So 5 over 2. So we just flip the fraction. So it's, you often hear keep it, change it, flip it. Keep the first fraction, change the sign to multiplication, and find the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. So that's just this fraction flip. And then we just multiply straight across, so we end up with 5 times 12. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 2 is 10. So we end up add those together. We would get 60 over 5 times, or 1 times 2 is 2. Now this one's important on con. If you tried to put that answer in there, it would not accept it. It would say almost there. Wouldn't mark it wrong, but you need to realize that 2 goes into 60 twice, or so 2 does go into 60, and that would be 30. So if it goes down to a whole number, they expect you to put the whole number in there. Okay, so that's one thing you need to do on this one. If it goes down to a whole number, they want the whole number in there. They don't want the fraction, they want the whole number. On some of the other ones, if it doesn't simplify, they will accept that, but if it goes down to a whole number, they want the whole number in there. So if you get a thing that pops up and says you're almost there, check and see if the bottom number, again, if it will divide out, because this is just division. 60 divided by 2 is simply 30. Okay. All right, let's look at our next one here. So we have 7 divided by 4/5. So again, we change this into a fraction. So we end up with 7 over 1 times the reciprocal of this, which would be 5 over 4. So multiplying by the reciprocal, that's how we do fraction division. We multiply by the reciprocal, and that would give me 35/4. Now you could put this answer in, and it would accept that, or you could take it down to a mixed number, which 4 goes into 35 8 times, so that would be 32, and that would be 3 left over, so 32, 33, 34, 35, and 3/4. And if you're entering in a mixed number, you put the number in, first number, 8, and then you put a space in, and you won't see anything there. You just put a space, and then you put 3/4. That's the way you enter a mixed number. So you put the first number, space, and then 3/4. So you won't see anything here and there. You don't put a underline or anything there. You just hit the space bar and slide it over to get the mixed number in like that. But again, you could have put in 35/4 on this one, and it would have accepted that. It would have taken either one of these answers in there in con for this lesson. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one here. Okay, so we get 9 divided by 2/3. So let's change that into 9 over 1 divided by 2/3. So that becomes 9 over 1 times the reciprocal of 2/3, which would be 3 halves. Okay, so 9 times 3 is 27 over 2. Now you could enter that in just like that. So 27 over 2. And since we started with this, might be okay to enter it in like that, or you could take it down to a mixed number that would go in there. 26 times, which would be 13 and 1/2. So you can take them down to mixed numbers. And you could put in any of those. Again, if you put in a mixed number, it would be 13 with a space and then 1/2 is how you'd put that mixed number in. Okay. Let's close this, go to our next one. Okay, and if you want to just pause this at any time, if you think you got it, you can start working on the con lesson. Okay, again, our thing is we change it to a fraction, change our whole number to a fraction, so we end up with 6 over 1 times the reciprocal of our fraction we're dividing by, and it's always the one you're dividing by that you flip, that you find the reciprocal of. So that would be 8/3. So that would end up being 48/3. Now, if you try to put this one in, it would say you're almost there, and that's because 3 goes into 48. It goes into 40 10 times, which would give us 18 left, and that would be 6. So it goes in there 16 times. Okay, so you would put 16 in there. Yeah, if you tried to put that in there, it would say almost there, and you have to reduce it down. And if you aren't sure about that, you can just take 3 and put it into 48 using the long division algorithm. It goes in there one time. Subtract that down. Bring your 8 down. And you end up with 18. Okay. All right, let's see. I think I got one more on here. Nope, that's all I have. Okay. So go ahead, work through these with con. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, dividing whole numbers by fractions. Good luck with these and have a good day. Bye.